In many areas of the country, believe it or not, homes are still selling even with rising interest rates and even as high prices are affecting home affordability and even as we hear about recession in the economy. But why are people still moving? Well, many still need a place to live. Others are retiring or moving closer to relatives, but there are many pitfalls when buying a home. One huge problem we have seen is the recent real estate boom urgency that has made many would-be buyers feel like they really need to act quickly and are making an offer sight unseen. Now, contrary to the news reports that the news likes to report about, it's still happening. People are still buying homes. Just this week here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we saw 2 separate affordable homes hit the market, and both homes received multiple offers within 24 hours. The very best homes are still in demand. But there's a big, big problem. Nearly half of the home buyers in the last 2 years, 47%, made an offer in the past 2 years without physically touring the property. Now, I understand there's a big sense of urgency with folks, especially those who have lost out on multiple deals or are getting kicked out of their rental and the rents are going up and we need to find a place. But while the housing market is cooling, buyers are still looking for the right house and are still desperate to find homes that fit their current needs. So buying a sight unseen can be a strategy, but there are 4 things that you must keep in mind if you're still trying to find a home in your price range. Number 1, don't make a snap decision. It's a challenge that you may have lost out on several homes that you see pending or they're gone super quick and you start to feel desperate, right? But even though this could be frustrating and others are willing to plunk down cash, and no contingencies or few contingencies. Now I understand that cash offers do account for 25% of all the transactions in May. This is according to the actual closed transactions, the Association of Realtors, all transactions. And that's down from 26% in April, but it is up from a year ago. It was only 23%, so the number of cash transactions are up. However, just because others are throwing caution into the wind doesn't mean it's a good idea. Did your mother say, hey, if all the people are running off of a cliff, would you do it too? So, even as affordable houses are selling fast, I strongly advise you to not buy a property sight unseen, even if you're desperate to make a deal. Now, I've seen some houses on the internet that have awesome pictures, and in fact, the place is a dump. And I've also seen houses with a few crappy pictures on the internet, and they're truly winners. So just realize that the internet is a tool. It's not going to answer all the questions. If you do plan to buy sight unseen, you should at least lower your risk by having someone else do a walkthrough on your behalf, or insisting on an inspection, or making sure that your contract has adequate contingencies written into the offer just in case you need to or you want to back out. So number 2, know what you're getting into. Now, the calculations may be different depending upon the property that you're considering, but it would be one thing if you're buying a rental property or you're trying to flip a $50,000 house and you had the cash. But it would be crazy to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a home that you're planning to live in without doing your homework. Another exception would be if you are in the market for new construction. Now, I realize that in many cities there are strict permitting for new construction. And they're going to go in, they're going to inspect everything. And that could make you feel a little bit more comfortable with buying a sight unseen. But if you still want to know what is average, what is below average, and what is well above average before buying, I have seen unsuspecting, out-of-town new home buyers overpay by $200,000 or $100,000 or even $50,000. So as a broker, I get to see all the closed transactions, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And no matter where you live in the United States, working with a local real estate expert can give you the insights to hundreds of subdivisions, communities, neighborhoods located in that town, and the knowledge of where the very best options are. Number 3, send a trusted professional, a family member, or a friend as your proxy. Now, if you know someone you trust, you should send them to the house before you buy it if you can't do it yourself. This could be a friend, a family member, a contractor, or even an inspector. Now, my real estate team here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina has done this several times for clients. We had one couple who worked with recently who didn't see their home in person, even several weeks after their closing was the first time they saw their home. But to give this couple a real sense of, what the home looked like before they made the offer, my team FaceTimed with them while they were going the walkthrough, and in this way they felt more comfortable about not being there in person and were actually able to act quickly. Number 4, don't pass up on the inspection. Why? Many would-be buyers are opting to forego inspections or remove things from contingencies to move the deals ahead, forward, and beat someone else out. Now, it's tempting as that may sound, I'm saying don't do it. Inspections can identify issues that can prove to be super costly later on, such as a new roof or leaks or mold. So buyers should know that these things before they go ahead and plunk down their hard-earned cash on what could be really the most significant purchase that they make in their lives. So a good inspector really is worth a lot. An inspection can give buyers the confidence that they need to purchase the home sight unseen. But be sure that you make the sale contingent upon the outcome of that inspection. Just don't make it on the inspection, but the outcome of what that inspection. So here's an example. We recently helped a retired lady and her mother who put an offer in on a house, and it looked great from the outside, looked great on the internet, looked great, the neighborhood, everything. But she lived out of state, and we coordinated the property inspection, which discovered that the house's foundation was in complete disarray. Now, this required a fix by the seller before the deal closed, but my team also has seen other things that are crazy. We saw a 3-year-old house that was not listed by us, but it was for sale on the internet, and we had knowledge of this home, previous knowledge. There was previous damage from a water leak and mold issues and a cracked foundation. So it was 3 major issues, but none of those were disclosed on the listing. It was on the internet, it was everywhere. It was not disclosed to any potential unsuspecting buyers. Believe it or not, of course, there were multiple offers based on internet-only pictures because they looked beautiful. But my company did receive even a few requests from customers looking for information on this listing. But we told our clients what we knew and what we had knowledge of. Now, that house did in fact sell. It had some major work to be required. So buyer beware. If you're working with a local real estate expert, you can save thousands of dollars and much aggravation. So most people don't expect problems, but believe me, they happen, and they happen all the time. You just want to avoid them. What we do this every day. We see a lot of mistakes, and even though it could be that we're good at what we do, we still don't have knowledge of every single house. So just be sure that your purchase is subject to an inspection. Now, the added protection can be what I would call a get-out-of-jail-free card. Is something that you should have, especially in a sight unsealed deal. And you should absolutely have protections in the contract, written into the contract to protect you. So depending on who's writing that contract will depend on what you're going to be getting. So if you're buying a new home, just remember that the person that's on site sitting at that model home is working for the developer. They're not working for the buyer's best interest. Even new homes, new subdivisions, new communities, they have problems. There's always average, above average, and below average. So if you're working with your buyer's agent who is working for your best interest, or the local seller's expert, the local listing expert, this expert, your local expert who does this every day, can literally save you $100,000 or $50,000 just by sharing their knowledge. So buyer beware. It's better to walk away from a potentially bad situation than to put yourself into a bad situation. So if you're looking to purchase anywhere in the United States, I have a network of experts that I can hook you up with. Just pick up that phone, give us a call, let us know where you're looking, and we can share that information with you. And if you're looking to buy or sell in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area, I would love to be your real estate agent of choice. Just pick up the phone, give us a call, 843-839-9870. And wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic day. There are over 1,000 super helpful videos here on this channel. And if you're subscribed, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.